Greetings, blessings. I wanted to go on YouTube Live to do this, but for some reason my live isn't working, so we'll just have to upload and take however long it takes to upload. Oh, and I'm missing an earring. I'm always missing an earring. Alright, so on my Instagram, I pulled 4 cards for 4 separate piles. Just as like a pick a card, quick little daily message. And I thought it would be fun to go a little bit more in depth into each pile. And yeah, just see what the energy is that's supporting you, the energy around you, and where that's going to take you. And let's see. So, like I said, we have 4 piles. So I'll show you the cards that I showed on my Instagram, the 1 card for each pile, and we'll read the message from the book. The message from the book is on my Instagram, so maybe we won't read it to save some time. But pile number 1, so these are the cards. Pile number 1 is number 56, which is vulnerability. Pile number 2, it's the same deck, they're all from the same deck, is number 32, which is internal explorer. Pile number 3 is number 17, and it's awakened awareness. And then pile number 4 is radical expansion, which is number 40. And it's funny, 2 different dragons come up in the reading. I feel very called to dragons in the recent few years. My partner actually, he told me that he used to make his mom call him Dragon when he was younger. So, I found my dragon. Okay, so we're going to start. Let's put these away, I guess. We're going to obviously start with pile number 1. Vulnerability. So if you chose this card for your pile, let's get some more messages and see what energy is surrounding you at this time. Maybe what you might need to be looking towards or moving towards, where your focus should be. I just want to pull one more of these cards just to get another kind of theme message. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, thank you, all benevolent beings, being here with us to bring forth clear messages for the highest good of everyone who's here watching. Thank you. Please may it resonate with those who need it. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. So, 1 card for pile 1, vulnerability. 1 more card from this deck. As an overall message, I feel this one. Beyond the Mind, number 20. These cards are so beautiful. I just love the blues and purples that are all in the different cards. Okay, so Beyond the Mind, number 20. We're going to read these from the book. I do know quite a few of these, but this is my newest deck, so I'm still learning the messages in each one. They correspond a lot with numerology as well, the numbers that they have, but we'll just read this one from the book. Like I said, the first card of each pile is on my Instagram, the meaning of that card, in the pick a pile little post that I did. Okay, so number 20, Beyond the Mind. Thinking with the heart, being present, heart and mind connection, meditation, the bliss of being, quieting the monkey mind, fathoming the unfathomable, finding happiness within, going beyond intellectual limitation. The mind is a wonderful tool for moving us through the logistical elements of life so we can function in the world. However, its endless chatter, self-doubt, limiting stories, and subconscious programs can also keep us in our suffering. One of the fundamental problems with mind chatter is that it takes us out of the present moment. As soon as we are in the past or future, we can no longer be in our most empowered present. When we are stuck in the past or worrying about our future, we are not in command of our now. All we are doing is draining our energy and removing ourselves from the beauty of this incredible moment where anything is possible. That is not to say we shouldn't plan for the future or honor the past. This message is about bringing our awareness to the present. We are naturally wired to be everywhere but the present moment. Just as we would exercise to keep our body fit and healthy, it is useful to practice being here and now, learning to find inner spaces of peace and silence regardless of external circumstances is one of the greatest gifts we can cultivate for ourselves. Much of Western culture and society pivots on a mind-based paradigm. This has served us in getting from A to B in a very linear way, but it's not holistic, and the cracks are starting to show, especially recently. We learned that logic is always the right approach. However, more and more people are feeling unfulfilled, unhappy, and anxious, even though we are living more comfortably with fewer threats. What can we do about this? The answer is learning to just be, even for 10 minutes of your day. There are many techniques to help you quiet the mind. Find the ones that work for you as your internal world becomes more peaceful, conscious, empowered, and meaningful. So too will your external world. They are interconnected. True bliss is an experience completely and utterly in the present moment. In essence, it is the feeling we spend so much of our life seeking. Ironically, we have access to this feeling always without external stimulants or concepts. Allow everything to drop away so you are present. It can take some work, but presence and bliss are totally within your grasp. Commodity-driven society tells us we need to seek things outside of ourselves to feel safe and happy. This thinking keeps us out of the magic. The enlightened soul knows where there's so much more. The enlightened soul knows there is so much more. The divinatory meaning is take a step outside of your mind-based concerns or limitations. Looking at things in an overly logical way will hinder you and obstruct access to your superpowers. You may be transfixed by a past experience. The past may be running you and making your mind spin so you cannot see what is really in front of you. Consider what your heart and your gut are telling you. Step back and clear your mind. Meditate in your own way. Contemplate the situation at hand. Contemplate what the situation at hand would feel like if you released all fears and worries. Are these concerns even yours? So, well, I had a little piece of herb. Piece of like fennel stuck in my tooth. Okay, so with these two cards, just right off the bat, vulnerability and beyond the mind, I think that there's a space of you wanting to open up and take on these things that you feel vulnerable doing, putting yourself out there, doing certain creative endeavors, but you're getting stuck in the logistics of it. You're like, well, I can't do this if I don't do this first. You know, same thing with me making this video. You know, I like everything in my mind needs to align first before I do something like this. Whereas, like, it doesn't really, like, I can just pull up my laptop and record. Like, it doesn't have to be perfectly everything in order for it to work out. You just have to allow yourself to be vulnerable and allow yourself to flow with it. But also, it's not going to just flow by itself. You have to take the step to actually put it into action, right? So, like, this wouldn't happen with me recording this if I didn't go, okay, let me just suck it up and press record. Like, I don't need to have my whole camera set up. I don't need to have a tripod looking at the cards. I can just record, you know? I know that deep down, I know that my talent for reading energy and portraying this into words, I know that my gift for that is strong enough to carry me through, and I don't need all the logistical ways of how it's going to work and be my, you know, most highest self with this stuff that I think and know that I can be. You know, I know that I can make it amazing and beautiful and aesthetically pleasing and have the best thumbnail and the best setup and all that stuff. But I'm not there right now, and I'm not going to get there unless I just let go and actually do the things that I need to do right now in this moment. Same thing with working out, you know? I'm like, I don't have the right, you know, the right area to work out, and I don't have the right yoga mat, and I don't have the right sports bra, and like, just fucking do some sit-ups, do 5 sit-ups. Like, Start with 5. And then tomorrow, guess what? Your abs will be already a little bit activated that you can do maybe 10. You know, it doesn't have to be like you do a crazy 1-hour workout. Just do something. Do something. Literally just get up right now and do a little bit of something. Let's say you want to journal. You don't have to fucking write a whole novel in one day. Just wake up and go, I feel good today. Like, I ate a sandwich. Like, literally one sentence, and that's it. And then maybe in 5 minutes, you'll want to do another sentence. Or maybe tomorrow, you'll want to write 5 sentences. But, like, just take the one step now and be vulnerable. Yes, you might not have all the shit that you want to be where you want to be, but that comes when you just let go of all the logistical mind about how it needs to be and open up and be vulnerable and let it flow itself. And it's not going to flow unless you actually take the step to get the ball rolling, you know? That just came out with those 2 cards. So let's see what else we have. We're going to pull some of the traditional tarot and see kind of like a little bit more of the storyline. For anyone who is resonating, can you get me a little bit deeper into what might be holding this person back? Spirit, help me decipher the message. What might this person be trying to do and what might be holding them back? In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you. Jesus, Mother Mary. Okay, so we already got some stuff. So 3 of Swords. I was not thinking for a second. King of Wands. Okay. The Hermit. Okay. Smells like burning plastic outside. Okay, so already immediately I'm getting the sense that someone that was very fiery in their energy, seems very passionate to you, might have led you down this idea of what you want to do or what you'd like to do, or, you know, the idea of you with this person living life together and doing this thing. Like, that might have introduced you to a bit of your path and where you need to go. But now that you're not with this person, or now that this person is no longer in your life, or it doesn't have to be a person, it can be a situation. Now that this situation or person isn't in your life, you are kind of in the hermit mode and you feel like your heart is broken. But what I like to say with the 3 of... Why do I keep wanting to say... Wands? It's Swords. The 3 of Swords... It's like a heartbreak in the mind. Like, your thoughts made you believe that you were in love with this idea. Your thoughts and your mind made you obsessed with this idea. This is like an obsession heartbreak. You know, you're not actually in love with this. You're not actually aligned for this thing. But this thing ended, so you're like, man, that sucks. I thought that was the way for me. That's the only way for me. But it's not. It's not. That's like in your mind. Your logical human meat brain thinks that this is for you and this is your path, when this showing you something and like steering you away from it is actually your path. So yeah, you might be a little bit in the hermit mode, thinking like, oh, poor me, I'm alone, I need to like be some time in shadow work. But something also coming up, I think this hermit mode that we've all been putting ourselves in, like, it's time to come out of it. It's time to come out of it. And the only way to come out of it is to actually come out of it. Like I said, just do 5 minutes of the thing that you want to do. Write 1 sentence in your journal. You know, like me right now, I didn't want to do a reading for a while. I haven't wanted to do a reading for a while. All I did was pick 4 cards, said these are 4 piles, and I took a picture of them and I posted that, and then it gave me the step to like want to do this. And I was like, okay, today I'm gonna record. And like once you actually do it, then you just flow with it and it just happens and it's good. So we need to stop keeping ourselves stuck in this healing period, in this shadow work. because it's not serving us anymore. Yes, there's a time and a place to go within, do some shadow work, be in hermit mode, be to yourself, be in your own energy. Yes, there's a time and place for that, but it's like we keep prolonging this, and it's not helping. The Hanged Man in reverse. Yeah, this situation that you're keeping yourself in of the hermit mode, it's like not serving you. You're not seeing the bigger picture. Because I like to say that this is him seeing the bigger picture, becoming enlightened. He's upside down in a weird way. It's like seeing things from God's perspective, from up above, in a different light. But like, this is it coming out in reverse. So you're not seeing the bigger picture. You're not understanding how this is all going to happen. And you're not seeing the forest through the trees. You're seeing the trees. You're seeing the individual tree. But you got to zoom out and see the whole forest to understand. The Five of Swords in reverse. So, yeah, this is making me feel like this situation or person that's coming out as the King of Wands, like, this is what you saw them as well. Like, that's not necessarily meaning that they're the King of Wands. They're not like the king of all creativity. You might have made them out in your mind to be that. You might have thought like, oh, this person, is going to help me on my journey and we're just going to like do all the amazing things together. Or this situation, this job is like, this is the thing. This is the one that's going to make me a millionaire. This job is going to be my to whatever. But you made this up in your mind. You made this up in your mind where it's like, it's actually quite deceitful. The people that are in this job or the person that made you think this way, they don't have the right intentions. Like, behind the scenes, it's like, just like, I'm hearing like muddy. Like, I'm seeing like, grummy is the word that's coming to my grodio, grummy, grody, I don't know. It's like, it's not what you are making up in your mind. Like I said, you made this up in your mind to be something big, and you made your mind have a heartbreak. You made your mental brain be like, oh, my heart is broken. But it's like, your brain doesn't have a heart. You don't know. You didn't know. You didn't know what the hell was going on. You had to get some insight from this thing. You had to get some ideas as to what it is you're supposed to be doing, where it is you're supposed to be going. You just pick up the little crumbs from here and there, pick up the little pieces, and then you go on your merry way and do your thing. Don't hold on to situations that are not serving you. Yeah, so like Six of Cups, reminiscing upon the past, reminiscing and keeping your ideas and your thoughts like in this past state with this person, with this situation, is not really helping it. It's like you want to go back there in your mind, but it's just reinstating this heartbreak in your mind, but judgment is coming out. The angels are protecting you. They're helping you move forward. Just keep on with, I also talked on my Instagram a bit about the power of prayer. We forget a lot how, we have angels protecting us, and we can just ask them for guidance at any moment. I don't really like how this is like washed out over here. We can ask them for guidance at any moment, and they are there to protect us. They can just take the load of things off of you. So if you are struggling with, like bad patterns in your brain of like going back to these past things or past traumas or past ideas, just say a quick little prayer. Please, all my angels and guides, any benevolent beings surrounding me, I ask you to remove these obstacles from my brain, remove these mental blockages, and help me move forward with love and light and peace and serenity and freedom and liberation. Something as simple as that, and you just feel 10 times lighter, And I'm constantly praying for so many different things, and I didn't realize how often I prayed until someone mentioned it to me, like that I'm like a good prayer or whatever. And then I realized, like, oh, it's because I'm constantly praying in my brain, because if I didn't, then I would go crazy. Because even if this isn't real, just telling your brain that you don't have to worry about this thing and you're giving it to some other power, to some higher power, whether it's real or not, it just soothes your mind. It just soothes everything. You're just at peace. You're like, oh, I don't have to worry about that. So that's that. Let's pull a couple cards from here and see advice maybe, or what needs to be worked on to help you move forward. A little bit of advice, or what areas need to be worked on moving forward. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And I'm just doing this, in the beginning because I didn't shuffle any of these decks yet, but yeah, so pile 1 gets all the all the blessing stuff. So I'm gonna, okay, too many cards there, but we'll keep this one. Passion Ignited, which is supposed to be the Ace. Why am I forgetting? Ace of Wands. Obviously it's the Wands, but I'm forgetting the word. It's not one of wands. It's the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So this is the beginning of creativity and sparks. Obviously, passion being ignited, right? So the fire in her soul is being, sparked and burning through her, and she is in pure bliss, And I also, whenever this circle comes around in this deck specifically, it reminds me of a circle of protection. So like the angels protecting you in this divine creation that you have, in this passion inside of you, and this, this soul's purpose that's inside of you, it's coming out from her heart. This is a soul's purpose. And it looks like a little person, like the shadow of a person, so your soul's purpose is completely divinely protected by the angels. And like I said with Judgment, the angels are there supporting you. So I think this is just making it a known fact, or a known concept, that your soul's purpose is protected and guided by angels. There is nothing that you are missing on your journey, right? You are not missing a thing. You're picking up little pieces from everywhere that you go to mend everything together and create the exact purpose in life and path for yourself, right? You're not missing out on anything. I promise you. I promise you. Because whatever this situation was, not pretty. It's not looking good, So be grateful that the universe kind of pushed that away from you. You had some time to be alone, to understand yourself a little bit more. Your time alone doesn't really have necessarily anything to do with this past situation or person, Just the mind made you think that you had to release this thing, because your mind made you believe that this thing was part of your purpose. So you feel like you're losing out on something, but you're really not. Your passion is being ignited. Your path is there for you, and it is divinely protected. Anything else? Advice, guidance for this first pile. Ooh. Flew out, and also heart chakra came out. So this card flew out, and then heart chakra came out. So harmony, which is, I think this is the, I literally wanted to say the twin flame card, like but it's the lovers, So it is twin flame card, but this is just showing that I hate to make it about romance because I know that a lot of people on YouTube doing tarot use romance as a way to like hook people in, but I mean, come on. Harmony and the heart chakra. So I think you're very concerned that this thing that left you is like a soulmate or twin flame or, you know, whatever life partner that you missed or whatever. But this is saying like, even if that is, like, your heart and your own harmony with yourself needs to be figured out before you can unite with your partner and have that harmony. Because if you're not right with yourself, it's never going to be in alignment, you know? And you're not going to align with the person that you need to be with if you're not in alignment in yourself to the place that you need to be when you need to meet that person. So work on the heart center, work on what it is that you love, what you like obtain within yourself. Like, what are the good things about yourself? When I had a hard time in the past with someone that I went through similar situation, I spent so much time alone after that I was like, no one deserves me. I was like, I am so sweet, so nurturing, so caring for other people that I need to just give that to myself because no one gives that to me. And then I realized that no one deserved that until when I finally was like, okay, no one deserves me and I'm too amazing for everyone and I don't want anyone to have my energy. Then that's when my partner came. And then I was like, does this person really deserve my time and energy? And then slowly it just was like, yeah, you guys, you know, are partners working together. But it wasn't like some crazy, like passionate, crazy, like, I'm obsessed with this person. It was like, no, we choose to be together because we love each other, and, you know, it's a choice every day to be together, but it's not an infatuation, and we're not, like, stuck, you know, we're not like, I need you or I'll die. Like, that's not healthy. That is very unhealthy, and what I realize is a lot of people that get into relationships like that, once they have children, then that infatuation stage is over, and then you see the person for who they really are, and then you fucking hate them. So, it's not a good look. It's not a good look when you are with a partner and, you know, you guys have children and you guys can't fucking stand each other. So you guys talk shit about each other constantly cursing at each other under your breath. That's not what you want. You don't want this fake infatuation love that is not real love. That is like based on a very shitty foundation of lust and just, you know, fake ideas of who each other are. You don't want that. You want true harmony. You want peace. You want someone you can be yourself around that's not gonna make fun of you, that's not gonna, you know, curse you under his or her breath. And to find that, you have to become in touch with your heart center. Because also, if you see, they got green energy glowing from their hands. So you're not going to have that with your partner if you don't focus on your heart center. Okay? You're not going to have green glowing love hands. Because if you want your partner to have that, you got to have that yourself. And you're never going to find it if you don't search it from within. And I don't care how many times you've heard it. It is the only thing that actually resonates when you get there. You are not going to find someone that loves you if you cannot love yourself. Because why is someone going to love you? Why is someone going to care about you if you can't even do that for yourself? Realize that your energy is so golden, is so powerful, is so potent and amazing that no one else deserves that energy. You should not be giving that energy just freely to anyone. No. And then once you realize that and once you come to that understanding, then that's when someone that actually might deserve that energy just comes along and starts giving you that good energy. And then you're like, wait. This person is giving me some good energy. Maybe I want to give them a little bit back, but do they deserve it? Maybe. I don't know, but I'm just going to give them a little taste. Just give them a little taste. But yeah, anyway, so I started tearing up a little bit. When I start tearing up, it's like a weird indication. So we're just going to move on to pile number 2. That is it for pile number 1. Let me just write this down as a timestamp. 30:15 is the end of pile 1. Let's get on to pile 2. Let's see what's going on with pile 2, which their card is Internal Explorer. So, if you chose this card, or the number 2, for pile number 2, let's get into your reading. I'm just putting back all my cards here. Alright, so, Internal Explorer, which is number 32, also breaks down to a 5. Which 5 for me is about new cycles. Let's see, let's pull one more card from this deck to kind of just get an overall energy. What energy you're working with. What's going on in and around you. Pile number 2. Please help me bring messages from someone who chose pile number 2. Clear and concise messages. Okay. Pile number 2. One card, please, for energy surrounding them. Anything that's going on currently. Solar plexus chakra. So, the solar plexus, this says radiant illumination. So the solar plexus is, this one says number 4, but in the, the 7 chakras that most people talk about and are aware of, this is the 3rd chakra up. It is in your, upper stomach area, and it's your powerhouse, your force. This mandala behind me always reminds me of my solar plexus chakra. Yeah, it's just the all-giving energy, and when this is imbalanced, not in balance, but imbalanced, then we can have a hard time, taking actions on the things that we want to do. It's like when it's imbalanced, it kind of to me in my mind reminds me of depression, where it's like you wish you wanted to do these things, but you have no energy to actually do these things. But because the first card coming out is Internal Explorer, I feel like this might be a time for you to just rest and not take action on things. Like this solar plexus chakra card might be coming out to be like, hey, you got a lot of this energy going on. Maybe we need to hold back a little bit. Maybe we need to go more inwards. So let's just see what kind of stuff is just going on for you right now, pile number 2. So just with solar plexus coming out, check in with yourself on this. How does this feel for you? Do you feel like you have a lot of this go-powered energy, or do you feel that you're lacking a sense of motivation or just life force energy in general to power you to do the things that you want to do? Let's see. I'm sensing that it is like a lack thereof. So I'm sensing that it's like, you are used to being a very go person, but right now you're doing a bit of internal exploring. Like the first card said, you're doing a bit of soul searching, some shadow work, and you're just kind of frustrated that you don't have this like motivation to go after these things right now, but it's for a reason. I think like all the time, everything goes in cycles. Everything is constantly going in cycles. So sometimes we're up, seeing the sun, and sometimes we're under in the underground, with the moon. And there's no way around that. You can't bypass a cycle. We need to learn things from each part of this cycle that goes on. And sometimes certain cycles are longer or shorter than others, and that's perfectly fine. I think sometimes when we're in a shadow period and we're so used to doing and getting and all this stuff, like sometimes we just need to remember that this cycle of relaxation or soul searching or shadow work or whatever you want to call it, sometimes this is just keeping us in this place, and we need to be grateful for the amount of abundance that we either have collected before this moment, or that the universe is granting us, or just whatever it is. Sometimes we just need to sit back and be grateful and accepting of it, where like if you can't keep doing and doing, like obviously you're gonna burn yourself out if you just keep doing and doing. So if you have like, if you've been doing and gotten to this point where it's like, you're comfortable, like in your financial place, in your physical place, like it's okay. It's okay if you need to go through a little bit of a shadow period and do some soul searching. You have the resources right now from all you're doing. You have the resources now to take that moment of being in the other part of the cycle. Because if you don't take that moment, you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to overextend yourself. Something might happen to you because you didn't take this, I'm like at a loss for words for some reason. You didn't take this I want to say initiation, but that's not the word. You didn't take this opportunity that the world kept showing you. Like, you need to take this opportunity to rest. You need to take this opportunity to go inward. You need to there might be certain things like, surgeries might have happened where it's like you need to rest and take medicine because you're in a healing state, or just something family related might have happened where it's like, you need to recover from the information that you've received, and it's like, that's okay. You have all the resources right now. I'm sure you got enough money in your bank account to supply for yourself for this time being. We always have what we need to get us to the next place, right? So when I freak out about money, or I agonize about something that I want that I tell myself that I don't have the money for, that's never actually the thing. I'm never actually without the money for the thing, or I don't actually ever have to freak out about the money, because the money that I have is for the things that I need, right? The money that I have right now, I have because it's there for me to get the things that I'm needing in this moment. And when I get the things that I need in this moment, then it leads me to the next place, and the next place will give me more abundance for the next step that I need. I've explained this clearer before, but right now, I don't know what it is, like words are not coming out the way that I want them to, but let's see. Let's go into tarot. Okay. So first we got the Four of Wands. Right? Then we got the Four of Pentacles. Exactly the energy I was trying to portray. Then we got we're going to go like this. So we're going to say death, right? And then we got 5 of Wands. Okay, why does this look like there's 2 cards here? Are they just getting that old? Yeah. They're getting so old that they're falling apart. Okay, then we got the 2 of Cups, right? And then we got the 6 of Wands. So, already, first of all, we got 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, and 6 of Wands. So, with your passionate endeavors, with your creative energy, with your passion, with your path, with your, you know, with your life force energy that is propelling you into this, through this world, you are progressing, you know, you are progressing down this path. And the 6 of Wands, which is the last card that came out, is a public victory, right? Is like you being successful and victorious, riding your white horse, and everyone in town is like, yeah, 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 with their wands. Okay, so let's start from the beginning though. So 4 of Wands represents a marriage, a couple, a relationship, you know, it could represent family, you know, a divine connection, So, to me, though, this feels like there was this situation that felt perfect when it felt perfect. But then it didn't feel perfect anymore. And then you wanted to hold on to it. And it might be for money aspects that you wanted to hold on to it, or it might be just for physical circumstances that you felt that you needed to hold on tight to the situation. But everything comes to an end. It had to die, it had to end, it had to complete the cycle. Yeah, I'm really just feeling like this couple or this relationship that like you guys were financially dependent on one another, or one being financially dependent on the other, and thinking like, oh, you know, this is the only way that I'm gonna be able to live is with this person, and blah blah blah, and this is it, you know, even if I'm not happy, I gotta hold on because this is all I got. So the world called it quits. It said, nope, that's not what we're trying to do here. And then there was conflict of interest. There was a lot of passion going nowhere. Everyone was just fighting. Everyone was just spewing fire from their mouth. But yeah, I'm also seeing, because the 2 of Cups is coming out, so it's like this ending of this past relationship is like healing so that you can move forward to the correct partner, and the correct, or not necessarily correct, but like the more aligned interactions where you feel that you are being emotionally fulfilled and the other person also feels like they're being emotionally fulfilled. And it's just, you know, the 2 of Cups is 2 people emotionally fulfilling each other's cups. Cups is emotions, you know, they're sharing water, which is emotional healing, to each other. And the caduceus is in the middle, which is like the kundalini alchemical process, right, of healing and energy and alignment. So, yeah. It just seems like you're fighting yourself, you're keeping yourself stuck in this past experience, when as soon as you let it go, there's the alignment and the connection that you're looking for right there. Literally, as soon as you actually let it go, like actually let it go, then The alignment is there, and the public victory that you are searching for, that you thought you were going to get with this other relationship, is actually coming with you letting them go. And it's like this explosion of passion is what I'm feeling like. This explosion of like actually wanting to live your purpose is happening once you let this person go. 9 of Cups, which is like contentment. It's happiness. You have your 9 cups. But don't forget there's 10 cups in the suit, right? So maybe this past relationship, it felt like the 9 of Cups. You're like, oh, this is good. This is happy. I could do this. But it's like, you know, right here, this person has your other cup for you. And if you keep yourself stuck in the past situation, you're not going to get that last cup. And then you're just going to be like good for the rest of your life. And you don't want to be like good. You want to be like fucking great. You want to be like, awesome. I'm amazing. Like, God loves me. You know? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So it's like, yeah, this past relationship felt aligned when it was happening because it was aligned when it was happening. But now that it's not aligned, and now that you're moving on to the next phases and the next steps of your life for the ultimate alignment and potential to be in love with yourself, the universe, and another person, you're like almost not letting it happen. You're not letting the wheel spin its way and the angels to bless you because you're still focused on this past relationship. You're still concerned about this past person when they've showed you time and time again that they're not the person for you. They were the person for you for that short amount of time, and that's okay, you know, that's fine. But they're not your person anymore, and you got better things to worry about. You got bigger and better things going on. So, girl, lift your head up. Your crown's gonna fall. Seriously, though, like, just let that shit go. Let shitty people go. Like, the only reason why you feel such a strong attachment to them is because they were shitty, you know, and we form these trauma bonds with people, you know, and I think something that really helps, I did this myself quite a bit. It doesn't feel like it's helping when you're doing it, but it does help. But cutting karmic ties or releasing karmic ties, or even just praying for these karmic ties to be severed and ended. Cord cutting rituals. I mean, I had to do multiple cord cutting, severing tie, meditations, you know, ceremonies, whatever. I did a lot of them. And sometimes it works fully, sometimes not, but like I think it's more a mental thing of like knowing that you're doing this thing with intention, then you actually start to like sever the ties in your brain. So that's something that helped me quite a bit. So maybe look into that, cord cutting. Yeah. Because you're the fucking empress and no one deserves your energy. That's why. This person should not even be allowed to be connected to your energy anymore. You are the empress. You're the queen of queens. You're the divine feminine energy. You know, enough with letting losers that have proved themselves to be losers now. Like, enough with them taking your energy. That's all I gotta say. Explore yourself and explore your divine potential. Why you're so amazing. Isn't this the same thing that was coming on in the last reading? I think people really need to just focus on why they're so amazing. Focus on themselves. Focus on what they're actually doing for this world and like how amazing that actually is. Let's see. Any advice for pile 2? Any advice? fulfillment of wishes, which is the Nine of Cups again. So I think what's also being said with the Nine of Cups is like, you don't realize how happy you can actually be without this person. You don't realize that you're actually happy without this person, you know? Your mind is telling you like, oh, you miss being cuddled, you miss being loved on, but you weren't actually being loved on. You were being manipulated, probably. I mean, I don't know. But, whoa, my eyes just got a little stuck there. And yeah, you have your treasure chest at the end of the rainbow waiting for you. Just, I mean, I know it's so much easier said than done to let this go, but like, seriously, do some cord cutting ritual. Put your intention into actually wanting to let this go, and you will. Because our mind tells us, you know, yeah, you want to let it go, but you can't. Because you're never going to find something as good. It was just so good. You're just so infatuated. But it's like, just be like, no, bitch. No. When your mind starts thinking about them, be like, no. Enough. It's ridiculous. Material harvest. 9 of Pentacles. You also are going to be a rich bitch on your own. You don't need them for financial stability. I think that was a big thing in this group. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your main attachment to this relationship was financial stability, because you felt like you weren't capable of having that amount of financial freedom and that amount of financial success on your own. Meanwhile, you have even more waiting for you there. Like, you have probably 3 times that amount waiting for you on the other side. You just gotta let this person go, because if the universe grants you with that amount of abundance at this moment, you might go back to that person. Like, strangely enough, you might be saying, no, that would never happen, whatever, but the universe knows exactly when to give you this. The universe knows exactly when to, you know, open this door for you better than your mind does. You know, your heart and soul obviously knows deep down the answers that the universe knows, but our mind sometimes tricks us so frequently to think that it's our heart and soul when it's not, you know. So you have all the fulfillment of wishes and the material abundance that you ever could dream of just waiting for you. But you just gotta let this shit go. Let this shit go. Boss up your energy. I've never said that in my life, but maybe it resonates. Okay, so next pile number 3. Let me write this down. So, awakened awareness, number 17, pile number 3. Awakened awareness. So, let's get one card from this deck to go along in the energy surrounding you at this time. Energy in and around you. The themes currently for what you're facing. Heart chakra. Unfurling back to love. So, with these 2 cards, I kind of feel that you are awakening to your divine potential, to your heart chakra. This pile feels that more like there is balance in the heart because you're doing a lot of heart-centered practices. You do feel full in your heart. You feel ready to take on this next phase of your life. You are just like open-hearted and calling in what you attract because your heart is open. What's happening here? Okay, so let's see. Let's go a little bit more in depth. What is happening with this group? Pile number 3. What is happening with pile number 3? The Lovers. Yeah, so coming into the divine connection, maybe with yourself, maybe with another person, the world. Wow, so the Lovers and the world coming out together. And then the King of Swords. So this is feeling like possibly another connection that is awakening you in your heart center. You're like opening up your heart for the first time in a long time, and the world is coming out to be like, this is divinely guided. The angels are there protecting you and surrounding you. You're able to be fully vulnerable and open. The King of Swords feels like the energy that you're dealing with, so it feels like a masculine energy of like mental stability or mental what's the word, like just being organized in what it is that your mind is doing. Oh, 10 of Swords though. So what I'm feeling is maybe you have a hard time with your own mind. Maybe you have a lot of mind chatter, a lot of ideas that just feel like they overwhelm you with their weight and how much of them you have, and it just feels like overwhelming and overbearing. But maybe this King of Swords is somewhat helpful, but I also feel like 7 of Swords, I also feel like maybe you think they're more helpful than they are. Or maybe Page of Swords in reverse and Ace of Swords. Wow. A lot of swords. So Page of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords is usually like ready for new situations, ready for new ideas, new concepts, like, but it's in reverse. So it's like you're not into it. You're not into taking on new concepts, but the Ace of Swords is also there. So it's very confusing. I think maybe this is a relationship that's starting that is divinely guided, but it's like a lot of like just confusion where it's like, are they this? Are they not this? Are they that? Are they not that? Like, am I helping? Am I not helping? Are they helping me? Or is it not helping? I think all this back and forth of the mind is like way too fucking much. Focus on the heart. Focus on your heart. How does your heart feel? This person doesn't need to be doing the things that you think this relationship, partnership needs to do. I think you need to just take a couple steps back and just live from the heart. When you're living from the heart, you are progressing and moving forward. When you're living from the mind, you're keeping yourself stuck. You're keeping yourself fixated on all these different things, and it's not helping out. It's not going in the direction that you think you want it to, because your mind is thinking that you want it to go in this direction, but then it thinks that it's not going in this direction, so then it wants to move it and thinks that it's not working when it is working, and it's just too much fucking thinking. Just don't think. Don't think. The Lovers in the World are the first cards that come out for you, so it's like And awakened awareness and heart chakra, it's like, you know that you're living from the heart. You know your potential. You know that you're aligned, but you're still allowing your mind to control what you feel, when your mind can't be telling you what you feel, because your mind doesn't know. Your mind doesn't know what you feel. Your mind is telling you all these different things at once, and it's just like, how are you ever going to be able to understand when it's like all these, it's just too much going on in the mind. It's just too much. Temperance. So the angels are making this thing happen and using alchemy to further progress you in your journey as a human being, but you just got to allow it to. Like, you just got to allow it to happen. Don't think so much, like, try some meditation. Try just dancing. If you can't meditate, just dance. Play some music and just dance and let it go. Maybe do, some art. I don't know, because it's just like you're fucking yourself up in the mind. You're really fucking yourself up with this mind bullshit going on. The Chariot, yeah. The world, Temperance, the Chariot, the Lovers, the world. The universe is guiding you. And you're messing it up by thinking too much. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. That's what the Chariot is saying. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Don't make it logically make sense. Don't try to make it logically make sense, because it's not going to, and you're just going to drive yourself crazy. You're going to drive yourself fucking mad. Sorry if I'm cursing so much. It's just, it's what happens. Okay, any advice? Heart chakra, again. Focus on your heart, bitch. Focus on your heart, not on your mind. Focus here. Meditate focusing on the heart. Maybe take a bath with like some green bath bombs or some shit. Or, eat a bunch of green foods. That's one that really I have used like to help myself. I've used with other people. Spend a whole day eating green foods. Have a green juice, a green smoothie. Then, have a salad, just eat greens for a full day and connect to your heart and pray over your greens to open your heart, and it will. Emotional withdrawal. So this is kind of this is the Eight of Cups, so it's pull yourself away from this situation a little bit. Don't be so invested mentally, emotionally. Just allow it to happen, and it will happen. I feel like that's pretty much it. You just gotta let go and let God. Let go and let God. I've never said that before either in my life. Okay, next pile. Last pile, pile 4. Radical expansion. Radical expansion, pile number 4. If you chose this card, let's see. What is the message for you? What are we getting into? One of these cards for themes surrounding pile 4. Themes, energy, surrounding pile 4. Themes and energy surrounding pile 4. One card, please. One card. And these last couple ones might be a little short because I took a parasite cleanse this morning, and I don't know why I hopped right on to do this video, but I want to finish it. But these parasites are trying to come out of my butt. So I just don't want to get out of the energy that I'm in right now, because then I'll be all confused. Okay, come on. Come on, one card. Just give me one card, Spirit. One card. Got parasites in my butt. Ready to come out. I'm ready to poop some worms. Radical expansion. What is their other card? The energy and theme surrounding this pile, this group of people at this time. I feel that it's this one. Earth. Nurture nature. Number 14. I am feeling guided to read it from the book, so we will. The last two piles, they were just chakra cards, and it just gives a brief summary of the chakra, so we didn't do that. But this one, number 14, let's see what this book has to say about Earth. And first of all, this picture is like amazing. These cards are just so nice. So, nurture nature. Looking after the planet, the ebb and flow of life, the loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay, the micro and macro organism. No, sorry, the macro microcosm. Time in nature, ancestors, growth through weathering storms, nurturing self and heart so you may flourish. No one can hold us the way nature can. Mama Nature is a powerful healer and transmuter of dense energies we may be holding on to. Just as she takes in our out breath and returns our bones to fertile soil, so too can she transform our woes if we can allow ourselves to surrender, to lie in her grassy arms or embraced by her branches. Just as plastics and oils cannot be broken down in the earth for renewal, when our emotions become hardened and impenetrable, catalyzed into something more destructive, they cannot be transformed into the compost that we grow from. Experiences we may categorize as good or bad are part of life. Death and rebirth are a part of the natural cycle that allows for the continuation of life. Creating something through suppression and control will not break down, will only bring us further out of harmony. Nature is all around us. Notice her and know that when you feel like no one else can hold you, she can. Spend as much time in nature as possible and do what you can to preserve it. Themes are grounding, finding our roots, reliability, physical healing, nurture, solid foundations, fertility, and vitality. So, what really stuck out with that card for me is like when we harden our feelings and turn them into something that can't be transmuted, it's harder for the earth to break that down. So we just gotta, if we're feeling a little icky, just maybe spend some time outside with Mother Nature. Hug a tree, touch the ground, sit on the floor, walk barefoot. Pile 4. What is the story going on in pile 4? What is happening with pile? Oops, too many cards. But first one is the 8 of Cups. So walking away from something that you felt you put a lot of emotions into, something that you've built up a lot of emotions around. Ace of Swords in reverse, so it's like you're still a little unclear on where you're heading. You haven't really made up your mind yet on like what you're planning on doing. But Ace of Wands, you do have a lot of passion, and the earth is granting you with a lot of creative energy. It might be a lot to handle. There might be a lot of different creative avenues that you want to go down. So you're just not really sure which way to go, you know? You're coming out of this other situation and you're just like, oh, I have so many things that I could do, but I don't know which one is the one. Maybe grounding some time in the earth would help clear that up. The 6 of Swords, so yeah, you're moving away from a situation with ideas in your mind about what it is that you're going to do. The Empress, you have a lot of feminine, powerful energy. You have the power and ability to do whatever it is that you want to do. King of Cups. I also felt like this came out in reverse, but it kind of just flew out. But, sorry if the angle changed or the lighting changed. I had to take a little pause. Someone came to clean up some stuff at the house, some ant stuff, I don't know. Anyway, so we left off on the King of Cups for pile 4. I took a second to think about it, and I realized it probably is a potential suitor, someone that is very in touch with their feminine side. But also because you are coming out as the Empress and this person is coming out as the King of Cups, I think maybe they need a little more time to level up, or I don't know. I honestly think like it might be potential suitors that are coming towards you, and like you're just kind of like unimpressed, kind of looking the other way still. And I think that's good for you. I think you need to focus more on your creative and financial endeavors. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. So, right when I said financial endeavors. So I think like if you were to give too much attention to these potential suitors coming your way that aren't really at your level right now, it would hinder your potential to make the financial abundance that you're going to make, because you have a lot of different passions right now. You got a lot of things going on in your head as well. So I think kind of you need to get your shit together before trying to be in a relationship with anyone. I mean, that's what I'm getting. I can tell that you're a little confused about like what your next step is because you're walking away from a situation. But it's okay to take a moment to breathe in between situations. You don't have to go from one situation to the next situation to the next situation to the next one. Just take a moment to breathe, to think. Yeah. The 9 of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles. So this is exactly what I was saying. Take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to relish in your own abundance and your own prosperity. But also, like, you kind of have this guard up type of feeling where it's like you don't want anyone intruding on it. Which that might be with this other situation where it's like someone might be offering you like a bit of attention and you're like, whoa, 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 guards up, can't accept anything. But you don't really necessarily need that either. You know, this person might be able to help you out in other ways, but you don't have to really necessarily become so attached to the idea of a person. They might help balance some things out because they're coming out as the King of Cups and you have a lot of wands and swords and now pentacles. So maybe, because also the first card that came out is the 8 of Cups, so maybe this King of Cups situation or person is coming forward with a cup to help you on your journey. That doesn't mean that it has to be romantic. It doesn't mean that you have to attach to this person because they offer you a cup. It's just the universe handing you this other puzzle piece to what you need to continue on your journey. But yeah, a lot of self-solitude is what I'm sensing, like just becoming comfortable with yourself so that you can actually take on all these different projects that you want to. The 8 of Swords in reversed. So, I mean, I think this might be an energy from the past that's now breaking free, where it's like you are constrained by the own constraints of your mind. So this is coming out in reverse. So it's like maybe your mind is like super hella open and you're just taking on a lot. Yeah, the 9 of Swords just popped out. So like you're kind of agonizing over all the different things that you want to do. You're agonizing over all the different possibilities, all the different routes that you can go down. Meanwhile, this person, this situation in the King of Cups seems like it's giving you a bit of a hint, you know, to what's going to make you emotionally fulfilled. So maybe just see what this situation or this person has to bring, what they have to say. Don't drive yourself too crazy with all the ideas and all the different passions. Like, it's a lot, it's a lot. There's a lot of different things that you can do. See what this person has to say. Don't get too attached to the idea of them or this thing. Just see what this thing has to offer you. Because it looks like it's offering you something that you're missing. Like a missing piece to the puzzle, Let's get one of these cards. Or two of these cards, just for a bit of advice and guidance. Bit of advice and guidance. Pile 4. What is the advice for pile 4? Emotional loss, which is the 5 of Cups coming out. But I think, like, it very much makes me feel like the 8 of Cups also, where, like, walking away from something emotionally makes you feel like you're losing out on an opportunity, or just, like, it could also mean in the sense, like, emotional loss. Like, right now you're not emotionally invested in anything. So it's like there's just so many possibilities of what you could do. So this King of Cups coming with a cup, it might help connect your emotions and your heart center with what you're needing to actually work through and where you're being guided to go and work on, instead of just being like, well, I can do everything. So what do I do if I can do everything, I feel like the emotional loss is more so being like, right now your emotions are a little lost. You don't know where to put your emotions. It's like, just, they're not really permeating. I don't know the word that is coming to my mind, but they're not really, like, affecting you in such a way. It's more so like mind driven, and transformation. So yeah, there's a transformation happening on its own, I think. I think maybe this situation coming to you might make you feel something emotionally that you weren't expecting, because you're so not interested in emotions right now. But like I said, this could just be bringing you a piece of the puzzle. It might awaken some of the heart center. You okay, pup? It might awaken some of the heart center to push you forward in the right direction. Any last advice? I mean, I think just overall, like, don't push anything away. Don't push anything away that is coming forward towards you, because it is causing some transformation to happen. Don't push anything away because you are feeling that you don't want to develop emotions for something. Because those small developments of emotion might be what you need to guide you in the correct path. But anyway, that's all I really have for you. If you would like a personal reading, I do very limited personal readings, so you can hit me up on Instagram at Kira the Sun if you are looking to get a personal reading, and if your pile resonated, go ahead and look me up on there, and I'll let you know if I'm available. And also, if you feel so called to donate to the channel, my Cash App and Venmo are in the link in my Instagram bio, but I think they're both Kira the Sun 1. So it's my name on everything is usually the same. It's Kira the Sun, but on Venmo and Cash App, I'm pretty sure it's Kira the Sun 1. So just the number 1 after my usual username. Yeah. So if you feel like donating to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Even if you just give $1, even if you just give 50 cents, it is greatly appreciated. I appreciate all of it so very much. So, yeah. Let me know if this resonated with you. And I will also be doing the readings for each zodiac sign on my Patreon. So if you're interested in that, maybe a more kind of personal, descriptive reading, because this is just 4 groups, so there's only so much you can pick up on when it's generalizing people into 4 groups. So when it's the zodiac signs, you can kind of get an overall perspective of what you're going through based off of what you resonate with your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, and just kind of piece together what fits for you. But yeah, that will be on my Patreon very soon. And yeah, that's it. Peace and blessings. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for trusting me.